who's going to be the first play-by-play of this one. And Otbayar will jump up against Mahmoudou Mustafa. And good luck to both teams.
And
that's right. We're back to me. So here comes Etugen holding the ball on the drive. Looking for the back door. Handoff. Looking to take the three. Gives up the three. Attacks. Yes! Nicely done. Good attack. And NCCU now with a package.
Good finish as they have their leader at the helm, Xiao Song, bringing it over to Zhen Zi. As we see the two bigs going up against each other. He rejects the screen. Number 2 is Xu Dexi. 4 seconds, the countdown goes out. The ball does not fall, but he'll get a chance at the free throw line. First team foul for Etugen University.
There's the replay of him going to the tin. Interesting call, but the call is the call.
Dexi at the line. And that's how Zhen Zi gets on the board. A little bit of a slight game delay here. Again, we're live here at Binjiang Gymnasium, day 2 for the AUBL inaugural season. And just like that, Dexi is 2 for 2 at the line.
Exactly, Taylor. Quick attack here by Etugen. They want to set it up quickly. They don't want to go behind the back foot. Scrambling for the defense. Turnover. Here come NCCU.
Good 2-3 zone run by Zhen Zi. Here's a catch and shoot. And Ndai gets the putback and foul call, double foul.
You can't stop that. That is a locomotive
no
steam trailer. I mean, he got that, and he knew he was just going for the layup. I mean, it's getting sold off here.
As we take a look at the replay, nice finish from the left. Oh.
Ooh, that wasn't needed. He shoved his elbow out, so...
Yeah, it looked pretty intentional there.
Oh, they're deliberating. Ooh, they are deliberating. This is not good.
Now, just a correction, it wasn't a double foul, but actually they were given an unsportsmanlike to Ndai.
So Mahmoudou Mustafa.
Not really sure which Etugen player is on the floor right now.
There was elbow contact to his face. I hope it didn't hit his nose, because if it hit his nose, and once things are a bit bloody, that's never a good image, never a good perception, and, you know, changes a lot of people's mind on what it actually is. I mean, he's actually a very nice guy. One of the nicest, most respectful guys I've ever met. So he's being told off by his coach and said, why'd you have to do that? You just had to hit the layup and just move on. Well, we hope the injured player is okay. It looks like it's Barasbol Bata Erden, number 5.
Delay in game, that's head coach Chen Ziwei with the players on the sideline waiting for the Etugen players to clear out. Again, they're still evaluating his condition. Looks like he's up and okay, but...
Yeah, just that elbow came up when he was putting his hands up. He said, look, I didn't do anything, and then the elbow just stuck up. Oh, he's got a bloody lip, is it?
Yeah, busted lip.
Ouch, that's gonna be very hard to eat tonight. So maybe.
Oh, don't tell me, that is the worst.
Porridge and ice cream.
Oh, with a straw.
Ouch. That. Yep. Yeah, it is Basbol Bata Erden. So he had a good game yesterday. So shame that he has to go to the bench pretty early to have it looked at by the medical team.
Again, more of a delay in game. This is our first ever unsportsmanlike foul that we've seen in the tournament.
Yes, exactly. So Munk Batar Sogar will take the free throws. The second free throw coming up, and then they'll get the ball back.
Well, luckily for Batar Erdin, it's just a It's just broken skin, so if anything, might need a couple of minutes to go back to the locker room and get it patched up, maybe use some liquid bandage.
Yep. They've got a medical team here to take care of that. Etugen. They're down by 1 on the wing. And referee called it for a foul. Okay, they was calling for a holding foul. There'll be another inbound with 14 seconds left on the shot clock. Oh, that looks a bit more than a...
It actually looks like a nosebleed and a busted lip.
Yeah, two injuries, so double ouch.
That's a gnarly injury.
Off the swing on the drive. Ooh, the referees are blowing down everything. Currently, not even 2 minutes played.
Yeah.
Pushing foul, says the referee.
It seems like they're keeping an eye out on the Zhenzi University students. Particularly now, it's 23 Wu Zhikai's first personal.
Good analysis there, Tae. Etugen, corner, off the fake, off the cross. Oh, good stop right there. Oh, that's a really, really good defense by NCECU. That was cut off by, I think that was Fu Chung Yao. So good D.
As we get ourselves a shot clock violation, it goes back to Zhenzi University. Again, I think the referees are going to keep an eye out on the men in blue with how physical they can get. And, you know, not necessarily because of their size, but because they're kind of very liberal with moving their arms as Ndai gets the bucket in, kiss off the glass and into the circle.
I think he's going to do that all day long, so you need something special. As Jason Kidd said, put Sugar in Shaquille O'Neal's shoes. So put Sugar in that man's shoes. They're just swinging it around the perimeter. They've got to take the shot. Fires! Too strong. And they try to keep it alive, but they can't. So Etugen at the moment, I think they're going to figure out, okay, Mr. Mahamadou Mustafa Ndai is going to come steamrolling down the lane with layups and dunks.
Yeah, absolutely. Gonzorig, the Etugen's big, has a lot of work cut out for him in the paint protection-wise, and that three does not fall.
Etugen quickly, that's good motion, bounce pass, but they're a little bit isolated, need some help. He should kick, swing, release for the three. Oh, good effort by Bayara to try to out-rebound Mahamadou.
Yeah, I think we're seeing a little bit of the same thing that we saw in game one, not super strong in the perimeter shooting. Again, whether that'll adjust later on in the quarters, we'll see from Etugen, and as opposed to Zhenzi, the same for them.
Did you see that, Taylor? He just stuck in and pickpocketed. That was Tushik Elbak, the captain. How good is that?
Yeah, you know what, he wasn't selected as a player of the game, but, you know.
Much to my discontent.
But you know what, if we're not looking at the stats, he really hustles and he is really quite effective on the court as Xiaosong gets a steal and instead passes it off to number 20, Elbeg.
Elbeg to the tin, but he couldn't put it in. Here come, he's grabbing for it. Well done to Etugen to recover. They need to penetrate because they are just looking a little bit predictable from the outside. They're going to be from the outside. They need to stroke it and get that open look and take a good shot because they're already 3 points down. They don't want to fall in a hole. Off the jab, drive, kick, and referee calls for a foul. So Etugen, I mean, both teams looking a little bit topsy-turvy, you know, applying a little bit of a press, Taylor.
Yeah, and you know what? The pace of the game is not necessarily the fast breaks that we're seeing from Etugen, and I know that Zhenzi, they can have potential to run and gun situations as Xiaosong returns to the bench.
Oh, gotta hit your free throws, guys. That's your bread and butter. And that could be, you don't want to be in trouble from the free throw line. Take the shot, Mokbatar Sogara. He took the free throws earlier as Basketball was getting his lip and nose evaluated. So it makes 1 out of 2. Yes, drink up, boys, a lot of liquid. And Fu Ching Yao goes to the bench to get a breather. He played some pretty good D just now.
Yep, gets some time again. Chen Ziwei, very good about rotating his players. They're all relatively well-rounded. The shot clock is winding down to 10 seconds. Ball gets swung to the wing as Wu loses handles to Etugen.
Etugen with the steal and puts it up. And that was a very, very good steal by Bat Erden Bayarmuk. And let's have a look at this here. Yep, he tried to do a cross across his opponent up, but his opponent did a good job guarding him, shielding him with the shoulders. But to the line they go, and they're getting plenty of opportunities at the line, Tay.
Yeah, I'm impressed though, as you know, again, Batar Erdene still on the bench, kind of trying to stop the bleeding or recovering, and so instead we have the likes of Sugar at the helm. So he's drawing a lot of fouls. Zhenzi, you know, being a little bit too physical on him.
Sagar ties it up at 6 apiece. Here comes NCCU. What can they run?
Ling Zihao coming through. There's a screen by Ndai. There's a downhill drive. Here it goes. 3-1 though. A kick out reset and blocked by Sugar.
Etugen, great D. Now they're transitioning on the break. Let's see what they can run and set up. Again, they're still outside the perimeter. Okay. Big man. He's not the biggest and quickest guy, but that's a decent pass for a big man. For the midi. Doesn't get that to go down. And here come NCCU.
Zhenzi University in that possession, really good about chasing down their mans and following up with their rotations. And Ndai with the long two, good effort. I mean, typically bigs are not going to shoot that far out.
Well, then they're notorious for their jumper skills. And Etugen make a change. But Erden Bayarmuk goes to the bench.
Not a lot of continuous sequences on this game right now. Zhenzi getting a second chance. Reset and a long three falls through for Zhenzi. That's their first three of the game. Looks like number 47, Fu Junyao, is going to return to the court.
That's a really, really good shot. But the referees, Taylor, having a lot of say in this one. A lot of bit of stop-start. They're calling a lot of fouls. So we're not getting actually quite the flow. Look, they've called another foul. And Etugen will go to the line again. They're getting at least 70% of their production from the line. So, and that man right there could be the leading scorer for Etugen, all because he's shooting from the free throw line. That is Mukbatar Sogar. And he's not doing a consistent job.
He's got to make those buckets because it's been a little bit of a grind. Again, a lot of stop and go for this game so far. I guess the bump in the face for Batar Erdene kind of really reflects that in what we're seeing.
Well, that shot did not count. The second shot by Mukbatar. And right now, okay, one of the officials is having a feedback session with the referee.
Now, we're looking at the scoreboard right now, Ben, and Etugen only has one team foul as opposed to NCCU. They've already racked up 9 total.
Yeah, that's really, really interesting. And
you know what? I apologize. Not 9 total. I'm misreading the count, but they are in the bonus round, so they've racked up a total of 7 team fouls.
Well, I'll forgive you. So it's all good. But Bubakar Umbup, number 50, the big fella, checks on for the other big fella, Mahmoudou Mustafa Ndai. So a big man for a big man. And let's see if this young gentleman, Mukbatar Sogar, can put this away. He does. 2-point ball game.
Yeah, they're really heavily relying, Etugen is heavily relying on Sugar on getting those free throws in.
But I like what I see by Etugen. They're not afraid. They're going up to press, disrupt. That's good.
Yeah, despite the rickety kind of gameplay, a lot of dead ball moments in this game.
Yes. So I'm gonna joke at the referees tonight when we eat ice cream with them and say, look, you had a few I know early days yet, but you've got a few stop and start moments here. Hey,
I mean, look, maybe it's to get it out of the way, but again, it's also about player safety too. You know, you don't want any more injuries. And
yeah, no, please finish what you're saying.
no, I just was saying, you know, it's not only to run a good, solid game, but it's also to protect the players from any further injuries and making sure it's a clean, well-played game. Shot from the corner, hits the rim, and another foul call is made. This time for, looks to be on Eto Gen.
It does look like to be on Eto Gen. Let's have a look at the replay here. There was a battle going on down there. Ooh. That looked like Greco-Roman wrestling.
Yeah, I think for the AUBL fans who are new to watching NCCU, you're going to notice that you're going to see a lot of entanglements in the arms, especially in those awkward moments as we saw in that replay. So again, I think that's a huge reason why the referees are constantly stopping the game. As we start from the baseline, and a nice finish. It's going to be number 8, Wang Weijia.
Wang Weijia with the, on the catch and shoot, very smart. Eto Gen got to find their way again. They look a little bit rattled. Are they intimidated by the size? Off the dribble, can't get shots to go down. NCCU, can they take advantage now?
Yeah, we'll see. Xu Deshi relegated now to control the play and the pace. And here comes Bobakar. Steam rolling through, drawing a foul. What looks to be number 22, Usuk Bayer Otgonbayer.
Let's have a look here.
Yeah, he's drilling downwards. Oh, and a great block, though.
No, I wanted to give credit to Eto Gen.
Yeah.
Took 3 guys to stop him, but hey, they stopped him.
They did stop him. He didn't get the points. And no bonus yet, Eto Gen, only with 3 team fouls. So they restart from baseline. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Back to Bobakar on the outside. He's going to do the handoff. See that downhill drive once again, but there's that switch off. Number 9 guarding Zhengzhou University, but with no avail, they get the basket.
Ice cream scoop works, okay. No chocolate sundaes now. They're down by 2 possessions. It's a 2-possession game, down by 6 points, Eto Gen. Outside, looking for the backdoor cut with the handles, attracts the double team, out. Slow release, can't hit the target, rebound, good rebound. Will they reload? Need a moment. Who can step up? This is Tushig. Tushig sends it. And offensive foul. And that was by Otbayar. So close.
Yeah, earlier on this, or as we see on the screen, here's the illegal screen there.
Yeah, illegal screen. You can't do that. You can't do that.
Restarting back up, giving their star player number 10, Xiao Song, rest on the bench. And an offensive foul called on NCCU this time.
And that's why the pumping cheers from the Eto Gen bench. Eto Gen, the changes will be important as Umbup goes to the bench and Mahmoudou comes back on to check back in. Eto Gen dribbling between the legs is Mukhtar earlier. Shoots for 3. Man, they need a 3. Okay, big man, pump fake, kick. Should have taken the straightaway tray, but he takes this tray, couldn't bank it in. NCCU with the the steal, relocates to the corner, tries to drive. Okay, that was smart by Wang Weijia to sort of deny and stop Tushik Elbek.
At this point, they got more fouls, more team fouls than the points scored by Eto Gen. So we see number 8, Wang Weijia, knocking out Elbeg.
He took one for the team, so he was stuck in a rock and a hard place. So, and he goes to the bench for a bit of breathing space.
At this time, what we're seeing is really Eto Gen getting, not necessarily knocked around, but they're getting a lot of manhandling on their end.
Well, they're not used to this physicality. You know, so they are just adjusting. And I mean, they are a smart team. You know, they figured it out yesterday. Can they figure it out again? I'm full of confidence that they can. But, you know, again, 50% from the free throw line doesn't help.
Double team. And there's a Fu Zunyao handoff to the right wing. And here's Ndai. There's the double team, a reset, and a catch and shoot for Chen Zhi. Does not fall. They've only made 1 3 in this quarter.
Bidin Raya Sandak Goj doing a good job trying to get those defensive rebounds. He's that long, lanky man to get it.
14 seconds on the shot clock. Way out beyond the perimeter. There's the downhill drive. Reset, kick out for 3.
A good rebound. Here they come down the middle quickly. And no offensive foul. Whoa. Okay. From the back there, let's have a look at this replay.
You're seeing that arm.
Yeah, very, very sharp eye there by Canada A.
On the screen is number 12, Ling Zihao. Now it's number 9, Ling Enyu. Bring it over to Zhen Zi's side. Downhill drive, that's often what we're seeing from Zhen Zi. And they kick out once again. There's the curl in for the long 2 at the free throw line. Does not connect.
Well, they got to be a bit more assertive when getting those rebounds. He's not the quickest rebounding team, NCCU, in that play, but looking for the handoff. They're sticking to him like glue. Oh, turnover, outnumbered here, 3-on-2 situation.
There's a misfire pass, coast to coast, look away, and here comes Ling Enyu. Waiting for the trailer, catch and shoot. That's just off target, out of bounds.
You know, Taylor, they're getting, NCCU, they're getting some good open looks, but they just can't put it away. You know, they've only hit 1 big 3. So if they were hitting at least a couple more threes, they would be way out in terms of a lead.
Yeah, and oftentimes these are uncontested shots. So as you said, they had the look, but not the touch. So they're not really connecting. Again, it's just been a rickety kind of rhythm that we're seeing and experiencing in this first quarter. I mean, it's not even over yet. We still have a whole minute and a half.
Yeah, well, it is, out of all the 4 games that we've commentated thus far, it is no disrespect, the slowest game at the moment. But I just feel like it's 2 boxers just weighing, sussing each other out. They're not really making those punches yet. Okay, every now and then they'll throw a jab. That's a nice ice cream scoop to the hoop. But it's not, run and gun, flowing, everything. It's just trying to suss each other out.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I'm sure that head coach Chen Ziwei is giving them the rundown now. What you mentioned earlier yesterday is that I love seeing when, players return to the bench, how the head coaches just always, they're pointing things out and giving them a lesson at the same time while they get some rest on the bench. As we see stats from Zhenzi University Xu Desi, he's now scored 7 points, leading the scoreboard.
He's doing good. So, Etugen at the moment, well, not all, but good 80% of their production is from the charity stripe, and they're 50% from the charity stripe. So if they're hitting shots, they would be a bit closer to NCCU, but they're only 5 points down, so it's okay. One good thing I like about this Etugen team, they're quick to rebound, regardless of the size of their opponent. And their opponent is quite big today, but they've got to make that a weapon. They're disrupting well, and they just got to keep going and going. So they've got the package.
Yeah, they can adapt. I mean, even still with Batar Erdene missing out on the first quarter.
Exactly. Tusik, bounce pass, shoots for the 3. Still can't find the 3-point ring.
Waiting. There's the screen by Ndai. Being kept out of the perimeter. Zhenzi way downtown. Ndai trying to get the board. Instead, it goes to Ling Zihao.
Did you see Lin Zihao flying for that rebound?
Yeah.
That was Superman stuff.
He swan dove right in. He was like, I want the rebound. I want some stats on my line.
Okay, NCCU are pressing with that, full to half court press. They backed off a little bit. That Etugen have broken the press. Who's the shooter? Who's the penetrator? Takes the contested three. And
a wedgie.
A wedgie, our first wedgie of the tournament. And I thought that was going in, to be honest.
It looked good until it didn't.
Yeah, but let's have a look at the replay here. Just over the top. And stuck. That's what you literally call stuck. Good attempt, though, by Tushik Elbek. He's really showing a lot of leadership here and trying to get his team into it. They still got it. Corner. They like that corner situation. They like to load it up for the corner for this three-point attempt. Not the best screen. That's a better screen. Out. For the midi. Yes! Finally, they get a jumper. It's been a while. Nicely, nicely done.
13-10 is the score. NCCU only with a one-possession lead. This ball gets swung around, rotated, and again in DAY under the paint, spin, long two, way off.
Etugen got to move faster. Good. They've only got 5 seconds to go. If I were them, I'd go for a three. Takes the long three. Off target, and that's the way this quarter has finished. But Erden Bayurmuk tried to get a triple to tie things up before the end of the first period. But at the end of the first quarter, right here at this wonderful Bingjiang Gymnasium in Hangzhou, China, it is NCCU 13, Etugen 10. Taylor Chen, a very interesting game in a very, very technical and tactical and strategic way.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing the moving highlights right here. Again, the physicality, the arm grabbing, the arms being entangled with each other. That's why we're seeing a lot of dead ball moments or getting a lot of fouls. Once we receive our stats, we're going to notice how many fouls that NCCU has committed over Etugen. As we look at the first quarter stats here, Etugen has yet to make an outside shot, as we see. Though, again, NCCU being very physical to Etugen. They've made 6 of their 10 free throws. Rebounds, assists, as well as steals are about pretty neck and neck right now. It's early on in the game. We'll see if these stats, move on the scale.
Well, Etugen 60% from the line, so that's an improvement. They were about 50% earlier, and a lot of their production was coming from the charity stripe. So, again, as a person, as the commentator who's focusing more on Etugen in this game, and I've studied them quite a bit, they've got to, yesterday was good, but again, the competition is hot again today. They've got to go again. They've only had, a lot of rest time. This is NCCU's first game. So, that is a difference. That is a difference. I'm not saying that's the major difference, but, and in my opinion, and I'll throw it back to you, NCCU, again, they put away those three-point opportunities when they get those wide open looks.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting, they're trying to make contested and uncontested shots, but again, it's just not being able to connect, whether it's the conditions of the Bingjiang Gymnasium. I mean, we do have AC, but apparently with such a tall, with such a high ceiling, it's really hard to get good air circulation. We talked to some of the players. Quite a few teams were talking about how it's pretty common to be getting cramps during this tournament, as we are going to start off the second quarter.
Yeah, Mungpata Sogar with 6 points, as the screen shows. So NCCU will inbound this to start the second period. And 7 points scored by Siu De Chi.
And something to take note of, 6 of those points were scored thanks to free throws. So that's from the field, Etugen has only scored 14% of their shots.
Good steal, attacks the basket, yes! Gets the steal and the score. Very, very tough hustle move by Dava Saihan Bayasot.
We're already seeing the change of pace as Ndai gets triple teamed.
Looks like, that's their second steal for this period, Taylor. Looks like they've come up with an intent. Steal, and let's hit them. Mr. Miyagi style. Holding it. Hand off. Looking for the opportunity. Up top for the three. The big man. Oh, the big man.
That's a valiant attempt from the outside as Xiao Song comes back into the game and immediately calls foul on number 23 from Etugen side, Bayan Muk.
If that three went down, it would have been a national holiday in Mongolia. How good is that? A big shooting a three, but hey,
Wow.
almost, almost.
That would have been one of the highlights of the day.
They put that on social media.
From the baseline, 19 seconds. A kick out to the corner. Wide open. Xiao Song does not pull the trigger. Boubacar triple teamed once again, gets the and one.
He's too strong. He's too big. He's too powerful. Look at him. He's a man mountain.
He's pretty massive. He's a junior for NCCU, so he's used to the physicality and he's got the experience, so he's smart enough to just push through. As we see here, again, look at him. He's outsized by 3 of those guys, including number 9 from Etugen, the big Odbayar Ganzorik.
Can he shoot a free throw? He does.
Pretty good.
Converts the three-point play.
This is a high arc for Boubacar, but look, again, we're not going to complain. As long as you get those free throws in, doesn't matter how your form is.
Get it over half court, Etugen. Thank you very much. Just holding and slowing it down. They're down by 4 points. They've been trailing for much of the game. Except the start. Penetrates. Oh, tried to give it up as he was aerial, but sort of went the other way, and he drove the lane. He saw some NCCU traffic in front of him, so it was a good intent. But again, just the execution. Checking in now is Usukbayar Otkonbayar, and the big fella Otbayar going to the bench.
The question is, when will they be able to execute those good intentions on the court? Xiao Song, look away, pass. There's you have to reset. Double team, trying to thread the needle. Instead, it goes in the hands of Etugen.
Good long pass by Etugen. Here they come from the baseline. Out, swing, open, three. No good. Rebound, put back. Couldn't get the drop because of the big man.
It was good, though, to see that Etugen getting the rebound, trying to go in the second time around, and ball gets poked out.
Another steal, another turnover by NCCU. Down the lane, hard Euro step. Does he draw the foul? What's the call here by Mr. Referee? It does look like it's contact, and yes. Let's have a look at this replay here. That was good. He tried to Euro it to the tin. Good footwork, and it was quite smart that he saw Mbup in front of him and said, yep, okay. And Mbup goes to the bench. He wasn't happy with that call by the referee, but when do players and referees agree about calls?
Yeah, Chen Ziwei has to pull him back. He already has 3 personal fouls now.
Oh, he's in foul. He's got to weather that storm. So that could go in Etugen's favor, that their bigs are a bit in foul trouble. So they've got to take advantage. I must admit, Etugen finding more open looks, but again, they're struggling to hit the 3. 2 out of 2. Well done. A bit of psychology here, massaging that hurt ego.
See the assistant coach talking him down again. This is a learning lesson for all the student athletes here. And again, this is AUBL's inaugural season, so they got a lot to learn from getting exposure from all these different teams that they've never played against. Send to the men in blue. Here's pull-up jumper, and that rattles right in. Shake and bake. Score 18-14.
That's the Bingjiang Gymnasium lucky bounce. That's what I call it, but as long as it goes in. Etugen. They love moving it around the perimeter. Puts up the high triple effort. Gets the rebound and tries to keep it alive, but couldn't. It goes the other way. NCCU to inbound.
Xiao Song looks like he will be inbounding. Looks like it's back to him. And there's the switch off by Etugen. The rebound batted around out of bounds.
I seriously thought that was NCCU ball.
So did Chen Ziwei. Look at him. He sprinted right off of that side on his knee. But again, we don't have the IRS system in place for this tournament.
No, and it's the referee's call, so we'll respect that. Etugen looking for that handoff. They love the handoff to try to draw out the NCCU defenders on the drive from the elbow. Yes! Gets it to drop. Rattle, tattle, drop. And that was a nice, smooth, not a smooth basket, but it went in.
A basket is a basket at this point. This is what we're seeing, probably the lowest scoring game so far in the tournament.
Yes.
Again, here comes from the left corner, sidestepping, returns the favor. It's a back and forth between the wing position and the corner.
Rebound, Etugen, need numbers. They good, relocates. Straight away, Trey, bang! That's how you shoot the three from the top.
Well done finish, and a call timeout is made by Chen Ziwei from NCCU.
And Tarsar high, which means delicious. And what a time to serve up a three, as for the very first time since the start of the game, Taylor, Etugen have the lead.
Yeah, they finally broke that goose egg in three-point shooting. It took them 4 minutes into the second quarter, but hey, better late than never, as we say, for Etugen. Again, they had to shake off that first quarter in game one, and looks like they're easing their way in. I mean, again, they're not playing in the pace that maybe they'd want to play ideally, but, you know, they're chipping away at it.
But I do got to say something about NCCU, Tay, turnovers. The amount of steals that Etugen have made in this second period. Full credit to Etugen, but you know the Chinese Taipei team, NCCU, they're gonna do a better job.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of turnovers again. This is their first game, so that could be something that they need to adjust and adapt also. And Etugen is the dark horse of this tournament, to be honest. Again, you know, we covered it in the first game. There's very little information, very little film about just any team from Mongolia. We're talking about we're talking about college, we're talking about professional, we're talking about 3x3 even. So, you know, that's why we say they're dark horse, because we watched them play on game one, and you know, we've seen some really incredible highlights from them.
Well, their 3x3 content has upped in the last couple of months, because their women's team did come second in the World Cup. Second to Netherlands, which is fantastic for Asian basketball. Long may Asian basketball's rise continue.
After the call timeout, it's NCCU's possessions. Xu Deqi with the kick out. And Xiao Song with the baseline drive.
Very, very physical defense that Etugen are playing. They got to be careful with that because of the foul. You know, they could fall into foul trouble.
Yeah, NCCU definitely were victims of foul trouble in the first quarter. Again, they had almost double digits in the foul territory. And as we mentioned before, Bobakar is still on the bench. He now has 3 personal fouls, so Ndai has to spend more time on the court at getting extra minutes. Reset, 14 seconds, look away, pass, drawing a foul. Ndai will get a chance at the line.
Well, is he a better shooter than Shaquille O'Neal on the free throw line? You know? Or was that the tactic and the psychology and the mindset of Etugen?
Yeah, I mean, look, oftentimes with these bigs, the strategy for these coaches is like, they often say, you're better off fouling these guys, just making the foul intentional, because oftentimes might be 50%, might be 60 at the line, as we see in this instance. Let's see if he can get the second bucket, though.
Yeah, well, if he gets the second bucket, he ties it up, and you know, we've got this. You know what, Taylor? Despite this being stop-start, we're halfway through the second period.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, he bricks both.
Time flies at Binjiang Gymnasium.
That's right. So Etugen looking, scanning, holding, dribbling, posting. They need some help. Desperate pass there earlier from the baseline. Up top, will they go for another three? Another attempt at three. But this time, it doesn't go down, and the big man gets the rebound and sets it up.
Gets the board. Let's see how fast he can hustle back. There's the toss by number 12, Lin Zihao. Drawing another foul from Etugen. Again, the scale has tipped. Now Etugen with some foul issues.
Yeah, that wasn't pretty. I mean, a little bit careless as well. And sending the NCCU player to the line.
Lin Zihao Jr. for the NCCU was a part of this 5P championship title. Again, that's thanks to head coach Chen Ziwei. He's been the head coach since 2018.
Makes 1 out of 2. So here come. Oh, that was very, very careless. He took his eye off the ball just for 1 second, and all of a sudden, NCCU will inbound this.
Yeah, it's not to the pace that, again, Etugen wants, with the score tied 19-all. There's the bucket shot by Ling Zihao. And again, another turnover made by Etugen.
Good steal by Lin Zihao. Holding foul, 2 shots. Back, they will go to the line.
Another foul for number 9 on Etugen's side. Odo Bayar. This time it's Xiaosong at the line. Participated in the FISU games out in Germany earlier this summer with the national Chinese Taipei team. And just like that, missing the first free throw.
They do have some issues from the free throw line, I must admit. So I think that's something they need to address, and address pretty quickly. I mean, and it's not a quick fix sometimes.
What's interesting is, you know, when it's really still, they don't excel well. It's just too much dead time and dead silence versus, you know, the funnier the form, oftentimes you make those impossible shots.
Etugen, good pass, good D by NCCU. And there was some contact there. I've seen other referees say offensive foul in other parts of the world, but we've got, you know, some pretty good referees from all around the world. So all good. Let's look at this here. Okay, yeah, because of the shoulder.
Yeah.
So inbound for Etugen with 14 seconds on the clock. 4 minutes and 49 seconds to go. Don't forget, everyone, please follow our social media, the AUBL, Asian University Basketball League on Instagram. Our social media team are working super overtime with passion and fun to put amazing content together for all our viewing pleasure to grow this brand of basketball. History starts now. History is just being made every second of the day this week. Turns and shoots. Ooh, off target, too strong.
Lands into the hands of Wang Weijia. Now Xiaosong bringing it over. Being heavily protected. Etugen effective, protecting the paint.
Well, that's a good recovery by Etugen as they pack the paint. Bomb. And another stop. And blocking foul, says referee. 2 shots. How many free? I want to look at how many free throws.
We'll find out on the stats line.
Yeah, there's just that bump. I tell you, the NCCU boys, I just want to go up to them and say, stop bumping, boys. You're just, you know, inviting Etugen to the line.
Yeah, I mean, you know, again, circling back to the referees, once they see the pattern, they're going to continue to follow through and keep an eye out now on both teams. In the first quarter, we saw NCCU getting into foul trouble, and now this time around, they're fair. You know, you can see Etugen now having issues, being a little too physical on NCCU.
Mukhtar Shogar getting a lot of action from the free throw line. I think tonight he'll have some free throw practice, but 2 out of 2, 100% as they trail by 1.
Yeah, there is a gymnasium close to the hotel, so every day or however they schedule makes, they're going to have practice. And there's from downtown, Xiaosong's 3. It does not fall. Good look, but not the touch.
Good rebound by Santa Gorge. Defensive rebound earlier. And now because of that rebound, because he came down with it, double team. Got a pass. Otbayar, big man on big man. Otbayar for the jumper, yes! Circles it in, Otbayar. Who said big man can't shoot?
Yeah, that's another long 2. Again, hopefully we could see a 3 from the big. Ball gets squiggled out, he recovers. Ricochets out though, Etugen getting the board.
Well, outlet pass was poor. And I don't know what Etugen are complaining about. They're saying it's, you know, no, it came off in NCCU play, but in real time, that was their mistake. And yep. it will be NCCU to inbound.
Possession back to the men in blue. Again, just a reminder, home teams are wearing the dark jerseys, away teams are wearing the white. Double teamed is number 12, Ling Zihao, and he draws a foul. This time, the foul is given to Etugen player number 25, Bindaria Sandabdorj.
Yeah, he's the man who's the rebound machine at the moment. I call him the rebound king of this game for Etugen. Okay, that's a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, you know, circling back to what you just said, oftentimes you have Ganzorig, you know, having to just go up, fighting up against Indai. So you're going to have the smaller, more agile players getting those boards.
All tied up, 23 apiece. This is a slugfest currently. Etugen. They should have set a high screen in my opinion, but are they going to set the screen now? Yep, that's a good screen. That's a very good screen. To access denied a bit. Got to watch the clock. 4 seconds on the clock. Bit too fancy. Got to put it up. Got to put it up. Oh. You know. And shot clock violation, so it will be NCCU ball. Tushik just thought he had a little bit more time, but the coach saying, come on, guys, you know better than that. That's why the bench, some coaches, they get their bench to count in terms of the shot clock, like 10, 9, 8, really loud.
Zhenzi very successful in guarding Etugen's possession there, following through with their rotations. We are seeing a 2-3 zone to man as from the quarter, number 8, Wang Weijia.
That's a good shot. That's a very good shot to give them a three-point breather. Good physical defense from the baseline. Hits the shot. That's a top contested shot. Well done to Tushik Elbek. A heroic captain's jumper shot.
Less than 3 minutes to go. Here's Xiaosong. Lobs it to Ndai. Triple team, drawing a foul. Now, looks like Etugen player is contesting that. Should have been a travel call made, but let's take a look at that replay. Again, triple team outside. Besides number 9 behind him, Ganzorig. So you see the 2 Etugen players coming in for support, but still too small.
Enkamar Bayo Batar on the bench, but other than Byron Mook on the court.
Ndai at the line. Too short, hits the ring.
Maybe if he continues, that's a tactic. Send him to the line. Sometimes.
That's what I've been saying. He's now with 4 points. Now 5.
He gets one. And 26, 25 with 2:17 to go. Inbound, they're trying to go for a press here, NCCU. Not full court yet. Saving their energy. Good high screen. Physical, though. Out. Contested. Ooh. Did he sell that a bit? Tushik Elbek, the captain. In my opinion, he sold it a bit, but did he get the purchase from the customer? Let's have a look here. In real time, it looked like he was just slightly stuck his left kneecap out, but
I would say that's what we call a cylindrical foul. So you saw the Zhenzi student jumping up and getting into his personal space. So that's what I think the referees were seeing.
And he makes that to go. Can he get this shot for Etugen to hit the front again? That's nicely placed through the cords.
Back to Zhenzi. Etugen with a 1-point lead. Look away pass out to Wu Zikai to Ling Zihao. Look away pass and a beautiful backdoor screen cut. But couldn't execute there.
That was good cut, Taylor. Really good cut. Really good move. Shoots for 3. Rebound by the big man.
Close but no cigar. There's an outlet pass. He's outmanned though, 5-1. He draws a foul off of Tushig Elbeg.
It was a pushing foul, says our referee from the Philippines.
Take a look at that replay. You see him charging in.
But Erden, he was just trying to reach in and just grab the steal like he did and come up with the stolen goods as they did earlier. But
first one is good for number 12, Ling Zihao.
91 seconds to go. Can they hit the front? NCCU. These two teams are just trading for the lead.
He's got 6 points, 1 rebound, now clocking it up to 7. Again, a lot of these points are made through free throws when they get them in.
When and then,
yes.
Posting up, screen, good screen. Tell you, Otbaya is doing a great job off the ball. And, oh, goes the other way, says Mr. Canada.
Tsinghua University choosing to run a off switch on defense. There's a called timeout from Eto Gen University.
Eto Gen on the drive here. And referee blew it down. And they're staying strong. But for me, Taylor, again, I'll just get your opinion on this shortly. But for me, it's just trying to, for the team who doesn't make the mistakes at the moment, and you know, those disciplined mistakes. And at the moment, both teams are a little bit careless, you know, being a bit too physical, which is leading them to having a lot of action at the free throw line, which is one NCCU's not strong point.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with your analysis on this game so far. Again, you know, first it was NCCU having foul trouble. Now it's Eto Gen, and it's really just a couple of careless moves. Not necessarily, I mean, we'll have to look at the number of turnovers from both sides, but it's more so the foul trouble. So getting a little bit too handy, getting a bit too much of a sticky finger situation from both sides. And, you know, it'll be a learning experience for the NCCU team as we see Ling Zihao's stats, 7 points and 1 rebound. He's 1 for 4 from the field.
We don't have a lot of time left. 7 points tonight for this man, Mukbata Sogar, who has been the key free throw shooter for the Eto Gen team. And now NCCU looking to get another bucket.
Yeah, let's see how effective they are with the ATO. Lobs it, and here's 47, Fu Junghao.
Good attempt to block that there, but that was a skillful move. Over the top, Eto Gen blows by. Can't get through the big man. Cut off by the big fella, Mahmoudou. Missed shot, and yeah, it goes the other way. Good call by the referee. 46.9 seconds, NCCU ball.
That was a really effective timeout called by Tsinghua. You see that they were quick to make a bucket thanks to their 47 player Fu Ziyao. He's half Russian, half, his father is from Chinese Taipei. So he's a mixed kid, but he is a local player. Here's a long shot, does not fall, but NCCU gets a second chance.
Eto Gen need to rebound better.
You see the rebound, NCCU quite effective protecting their paint themselves, 11-8.
Outlet pass, they've got time to get one more bucket. Can they tie it up, or will they just go for a 2 just to make it a 1-point ball game for halftime? Releases from the wing and could not get that 3-point attempt to go down. So at the end of this very, very titanic first half, it is the NCCU team that lead over Eto Gen by 3 points. No, it wasn't a yawn. It was a titanic fighting battle. A halftime score currently at Bingjiang Gymnasium in Hangzhou. NCCU 30, Eto Gen 27. These are the stats at the moment. Taylor, you want to walk us through?
Well, it's definitely not a three-point shooting contest. If anything, it's a free throw competition as you take a look at NCCU and Etugen's numbers or the free throw line. Again, they're not really 100%, but Etugen is, they're a little bit more accurate at the charity stripe. Rebounds, though, you see NCCU having that control thanks to Ndai. Boubacar, though, having some foul trouble, sat out for the majority of the second quarter.
Yeah.
Steals, Etugen has it over NCCU 8-4, you see on the screen.
Well, 4 big steals in the second quarter. That, you know, really led to them controlling the game for 1 point, but then full credit to NCCU for coming back. Welcome back, everyone, to our broadcast of day 2 of the AUBL right here in Hangzhou, China. You're with me, Ben Ibrahim, and Taylor Chen. And if you're just joining us for the very first time today, it is the first game where NCCU of Chinese Taipei have a very slender 3-point lead over the team from Mongolia, Etu Gen University. It is 30-27. But as we mentioned time and time again in the first half, Taylor Chen, that was a boxing match.
It was very physical both quarters, and it's a very low-scoring game. NCCU rounding up to 30 points and 27 for Etugen. And, you know, if we look at the stats right now, the assist-to-turnover ratio for Etugen there's much to be desired. Again, they are missing their fearless leader. Now, he's not the captain, but he was player of the game. Batar Erdin got a busted lip and a bloody nose, and I'm not really sure if we will see him for the remainder of the game. So, you know, they're not really moving the ball as much as they'd like. But luckily for them, NCCU, they don't have quite a good handle of the momentum of this game either.
Yeah, no, they don't either. But Tushik Elbek, the captain, has really taken the charge and trying to really get the offensive production going from the three-point line, getting some shots going. But I do agree with you. Their movement, their communication has just been slowed down. And that literally and euphemistically has to hurt because their game plan has been stifled. But as they say in basketball, you have to be lucid, you have to be liquid, and you just have to go with the flow. What about your views on NCCU, Taylor?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's interesting to see multiple foreign players on that team as we're taking a look at some of the moving highlights from the first half now. Just a reminder for the viewers just tuning back in, Boubacar Mbouk, one of the two foreign players, he's gotten into some foul trouble, so Sensue is being very conservative on putting him back into the game. So Ndai on the screen right now, number 34, the man in blue, he's getting more minutes, so whether or not he's strained, we will see in the second half. I expect him to be on the court to start off the second half. As we take a look, the lead scorer for NCCU, number 2, Xu Deshi, 9 points and a handful of steals as we quickly see or pan over to Etugen now.
Let me back you up right there. He's got 1 assist.
Thank you.
And he's got 1 steal, so he's definitely electric. The top 2 scorers for the Etugen team is Mung Batar, number 6 with 7 points, and also number 23, Batar Eden Bayakuk with 7 points. So let's see how we go in this second half. Where is the referee going to inbound this from? Please follow our AUBL Instagram and social media if you have not done so already, everyone. And this big man right here, he has got, well, he's got 2 fouls, so he's got to be really, really careful. I think one more foul, he might go to the bench. Or sometimes some coaches would weather the storm. Taylor, your prediction for this period? Just your opinion.
I think neither team is really going to change up their strategy. Again, it's just trying to make sure that they avoid making any silly mistakes or unnecessary fouls. I call them tiki-taki fouls in this series as we start off with Etugen's possession.
Yeah, they've got a problem with the clock. So they're just going to fix that right now, and hopefully they'll be okay. So Etugen, again, they'll be relying on Sandak Gorge to get those rebounds. This is always an awkward moment for broadcast when the clock is not running. No clock, no game. So that's a bit frustrating.
Ben, I've had a time where the shot clock didn't even work at all. So the league employees had to bring out a new clock on the very side. So it was tough for players to watch.
Yeah, that happened in Malaysia a few times where I'm from. So
you make do.
Yeah, like I said earlier, at the top of the half, or the second half, Taylor, you got to be adaptable, you got to be liquid. When this is event management. When something goes wrong, you got to find a really, really, really quick alternative and just go with it. So again, that clock seems to be working now, God bless. Etugen, inbound, starts the third period. On the drive, handoff. Looks like NCCU need to press up a bit and be like glue to go man-to-man defense, because that can rattle Etugen sometimes. In the paint, kick, corner off the touch pass. Yes! 3 is good. Tassa high, the triple by Bat Erden Bayunmuk.
NCCU's 2-3 zone not effective in that moment. Now back to Etugen.
Etugen on a 3-0 run. Can they go on a 5 and 6-0 run? Ooh, not the best, but I kept it alive. Good job. Otbayar posting up. Strong running hook shot. Tries to get his own miss, but it goes the other way.
Yeah, good eye on Ndai to cover Odambayar Ganzorig. Gonzorig scored 7 points in the first half. Actually, 2 points as Ndai draws a foul off of Etugen player Gonzorig. A pushing foul. So we'll start off at the baseline. Take a look. Double team situation again. Etugen needs a lot of bodies to guard up against these foreign students on NCCU side. With 14 seconds left on the shot clock, a skip pass, catch and shoot opportunity falls for Shudachi.
That was a great shot. He backed up and hit, but Etugen need to close those shooters down a lot quicker. And this moment, referee saw an infringement, so he'll say, let's go back.
It's a foul called on Zhang Qi-en.
Mungpata Sogar, the clock got a problem again. No, just doing a change. And Usak Bayar, Otkan Bayar on court right now for Ut Bayar. And Mahmadu Mustafa Ndai to the bench. Just protecting it. Again, physical again. How many times have we said that? Shoving. Both sets of teams. I think both coaches just need to tell their players, look, the referee's going to call this sharp. Off-ball foul. It looked like an off-ball foul. And it looked like that was committed by Siu Dei Chi. Mop boys mopping it up, and the referee having a chat to the players. Guys, you can't do that.
It's a third personal foul for Shudachi.
NCCU living a little bit dangerously. Inbound, handoff, drive, control. Nice handle of the package. Bounce pass, releases for the triple. Too strong. Couldn't hold on to it.
Couldn't get a hold of the rebound. Ndai gives it to the coast-to-coast play here from the corner. Sidestepping in and finds an open Ndai. Double team once again.
Keeps it alive. Good job.
Ooh, gets a steal. That's Bobakar now.
Well done. I mean, he didn't stand still. He got active, got the steal, and almost went up high.
Head coach Tenzu Wei took no time in bringing back Bobakar. And it's working out in his favor as number 50 will be at the line. Both foreign students in their third year at Tenzu University.
The man who's studying international communications. They call it ITU. Rebound.
No longer is he 100% at the free throw line.
Etugen off the cross. Nice cross for the reverse. Couldn't make the chili sauce. Mongolian sauce is there, though. Nice hustle and put back. Great, great job. Great second chance effort by Sandagorj.
Score now 33-32. Trying to penetrate into the paint. Draws a foul. What looks to be number 22, Otgon Bayar.
Tell you what, the refs have picked up where they left off in the first half. They're just blowing almost everything down. Let's have a look at the replay here, Tay.
Making hard contact on Xiao Song, and we've got foul trouble on the Etugen player. That's his 5th personal foul. Xiao Song at the line, and just like that, first one is missed. I think that's like a requirement, missing the first one, or I don't know.
I don't think it's a requirement. It's just the.
It's just a standard. The standard, not the requirement. It's a standard at this point.
If you're a 50% shooter, we might let you in, but that's 0% shooter from those pair of free throws. Sorry, go ahead.
I think we're just making it worse.
Oh, good D. Yeah, that's good. That was a good defensive pressure right there. He just pressed up on him and got the steal and forced the turnover. Well done.
Back over to NCCU. Xiao Song with the look away pass. Bobakar ready to go. That ball does not fall, but he'll be at the free throw line once again. That's his second time this quarter alone.
Well, he was gathering right there at the low post, but, you know, pump fake, and then he went up, and yeah, there was contact. And I can't really blame the Etugen guys. It was effort, but
Yeah.
just contact.
Yeah, it's you can only do so much up against Bobakar, standing tall at 208 centimeters.
And that's not very big.
Sure, Ben, if you say so.
Well, yeah, I'm just being sarcastic. He's huge.
But I gotta say, Tsinghua University is the university to start the trend of signing these foreign students. So that trend is still alive and well out in Chinese Taipei.
Posting up high earlier at half court. Another stop. And the physicality, I tell you what, of NCCU. These guys, they play like Rumble in the Bronx.
Yeah, and you know, what we're seeing is these previous games on day one where it's like there's a lot of physicality, no doubt about it, but these guys are just getting a little too handsy.
Very handsy. Look at the handsy by Sude Chi. He just slapped him on the hand. Etugen, kick. Sidestep, good D. Very, very good D by NCCU. Their D this quarter has been impressive.
Yeah, let's see if that interception will lead to points for the men in blue. Again, Xiao Song now controlling at the helm, and there's a pass off to the wing. Bobakar getting the board, no problem, and gets the and one. Yes, sir. That's Bobakar Mbuk. Number 50, again, third time at the free throw line just in this quarter alone, where we're really seeing him. We're really seeing how effective he is on the court and how much trouble that he is causing for Etugen.
Well, that's his strength. You know what? If he does it right, he'll get the rebound, he'll pull it down, he'll get the hands, contact, and he'll go to the line. Man, oh man.
As you said, if you're going to foul somebody, foul the center. But at this point, you can foul anybody because nobody has 100% at the free throw line.
NCCU trailing, up by 5. Etugen trailing by 5. They need a big basket. Takes it to the cup. Nice layup by Mr. Spider-Man. Sunda Gorge, long and lanky, outstretched.
That was great footwork for the Etugen student as number 9, Ling Enyu, is now handling the ball as we have Xiao Song at the corner from the top for 3. Bobakar trying to get the board. Instead, it goes into the hands of Etugen.
Outlet pass, here they come. They're rebounding quite well. Love to look at the numbers on that in that department. Just trying to relocate, trying to get a good open look. Out. Lost the handle.
Hand in the cookie jar here. He comes coast to coast. It's Xiao Song and draws another foul. Etugen now in the bonus. Xiao Song will be at the line.
Etugen. And the good thing for Etugen is that he's got to be really, really careful right now because Munk Batar, that's his 3rd foul. 2 more fouls and he's out. And he puts that away, his first free throw from this pair of free throws. Sung Sin Hao.
Now, talking about how effective Bobakar is, he is an effective player, but just a reminder, actually, number 9, Etugen Otbayar Gamzorg, he's in foul trouble now with 4 personal. He's still relegated to the bench.
Yeah, I know, because having him to protect the NCCU bigs would be handy at the moment, but they don't want to risk it, so I think they're just trying to weather the storm until further notice. Skip pass, out, no handoff, driving kick, good pass, upstairs, gets it to drop. Fantastic motion and finish with an even better finish. Good basket by Tushik Elbak, the captain.
Yeah, good bait and switch run by Etugen. And here's Ling Enyu swinging it. There's the curl in. And Etugen gets his hand in the cookie jar.
The steal goes upstairs, and thank you very much. Rings the bell from up top. And they are trailing by 1 point, Etugen.
Skip pass, but does not go into NCCU's favor.
Another turnover that has led to this motion at the moment. Can they capitalize? Good pass, bullet pass, up and goes. Are they going to call for a timeout? No, they're going to let it flow. Etugen in front.
Now they have 11 steals on the stats line. NCCU with only 5. Under 5 minutes left. Xiaosong at the line, catches you from the corner, count it!
Did it count?
That did count.
Oh,
yes,
man.
sir, it did. And he will get a chance at the free throw line.
Potential 4-point play and the technical on, I think it was Bat Erden Bayormuk.
Take a look at the replay. Again, that's what I call a cylindrical foul. Again, you're getting into the space of the shooter. Now, that's more of a safety issue. That is why the player got a technical foul instead of just a standard foul. So we see Xiaosong at the line once again. He's got 5 points and 3 steals. So he's doing the heavy lifting for the steal stats for NCCU.
Well, he touched the abdominals, the abs of the opposing player. And like you said, Tay, safety converts the 4-point play.
Now the lead keeps switching back and forth between NCCU and Etugen.
Low scoring, but unpredictable, and that's what we like to see at AUBL, Asian University Basketball League inaugural season 2025. From the outside, handoff, up top, another handoff, off the screen. He's rolling to the rim, but attacks and finishes with the baseline runner. He is the man at the moment, Tushik Elbek.
After the tier shot, look away pass under the basket, and they answer back. That's going to be Wu Zikai's shot.
What a response by NCCU. They were not napping. They just wanted to, they had that mindset, next play mentality. Let's get that back, that basket. Trying to race to the rim to attack, but stopped in his tracks by the ref because the ref picked up a call. Let's have a look here. Yep, the long arm of the big man of Mbuk just got in, and that's a foul. 14 seconds left on the shot clock. Inbound. Quickly protecting. Needs a bit of breathing space. Trying to press up. Trying to do a cross. Good denial. Sends it for the 3. No joy, but gets it back. And he went to the inside to try to lift up and do some form of reverse layup. But high fives going all around because he was fouled. But Erden Bayan Muk. So look here. Excellent hustle. Driving. And he's at the line.
Good eye for the referees on catching that foul. We had quite a few players clustered under the basket as we have the referee switching the ball out.
And he's got 5 points thus far. Can he get 6 to get his team closer to NCCU? Nice one. His team love it. 1 shot at a time, 1 point at a time. Can he get his 7th point of this game to make this a 1-point ball game? He does.
And it took quite a while for Etugen to get any free throw opportunities this particular quarter. So NCCU being a little bit more conservative or careful. Catch and shoot from the corner, Xiaosong.
Good rebound, Etugen. Spider-Man, I'm going to call him Spider-Man from now on, Sandak Goric. And that was a wild, wild pass. And in close games like this, Tay, you got to be really careful. Simple passes, I always tell people, keep it simple.
I think it's one of those instances where if you're used to fast breaks and a very fast pace, once the game or the momentum slows down, you kind of lose focus. So I think that's what Etugen is experiencing right now as NCCU gets the and one. Ling Zihao will be at the line. Foul call, what looks to be number 6 from Etugen's side, Munkbatar Sugar.
Munkbatar Sugar committed the foul, and that was the runner, and it counts.
That's going to be Munkbatar's 4th personal now. Foul trouble is arrived for the Etugen University students.
Yeah, Munkbatar, he's gone to the bench because one more foul and he's out. So coming on court now is Nyamchot Zorikt.
Yeah, we already have one player from Etugen's side with 5 personal fouls. And 2 players with 4 and 2 with 3 respectively. So unfortunately, Etugen still carrying on foul troubles from the second quarter to this one.
That's why they're getting a lecture right now. So, and we're not talking about class time either, Mr. Cameraman. Thank you. Etugen trailing by 3. They've shown promise. Good disruptive defense by NCCU. Gotta watch that clock. 5 seconds. Penetrates. Fake. Turn around. Take. Gets the rebound. All good. They will go again. A bit more time on this one. But the clock is winding down. Good screen. He's rolling to the rim. Fake. Long 2-point take. Air ball. And NCCU come out storming.
Coast to coast pass. Ooh, offensive foul. There we go, charging foul. Looks to be Etugen on the ground. That should be Ling Zihao's offensive foul.
What a sharp eye by the referee to see that. Comes charging down, yep. Yeah, good guarding position, so smashed it. So that's why Etugen now back in possession of the package. Zihao, 9 points. Pressing up on the turn, well done. Bounce pass, posting up, trying to shake his opponent. Offensive foul on the other side as well, Taylor.
They're racking up fouls still for Etugen. And I'm liking what I'm seeing from Zhengzhou University. They're switching up their strategies. It goes from 2-3 zone, man-to-man, and we also saw switch defense just now as it goes back to Zhengzhou University. Men in blue, here comes Xiao Song, handed the cookie jar. There's a steal for Etugen, but there's a scramble here. Xiao Song recovers. There's a teardrop. Long 2 does not fall.
Spider-Man gets the rebound. He tried to give the pass out, but he turned it over. But he's recovered there with his long gangly arms. Is he going to inbound it? Or will it be Nyamchot? 3-point ball game. I'd be honest with you, Taylor, this quarter feels like forever.
Forever and ever.
Oh, karaoke.
It's too early in the day, sorry.
Too early in the day. Etugen trying to sing it from the outside, but they lose it, they get it back. Still a lot of time on the clock, the shot clock that is. Curls out, touch pass. Ooh, travel violation committed by Etugen.
The good thing that we're seeing on the Etugen side is there's less turnovers in this particular quarter, but again, foul, if it's not one thing, it's another. So we see the...
Yeah, he carried that like a rugby player.
Number 8, Wang Weijia is subbed off. 6 returns to the court is Xie Yunda. NCCU 47-44 lead, just 1 possession. As we see the turnovers in this current quarter, so I was wrong. They still have committed 6 turnovers. Zhengzhou with 3.
Spider-Man with another rebound. I think he's racked up double digits in the rebound department. Out, corner. Fires, high arcing. Couldn't get that to go down.
Couldn't get a second chance opportunity, so here comes the men in blue. Let's see if they can get back-to-back field goals, and here's a great attempt by Xiao Song and a failed putback. Let's see the long shot
falls and more fouls for Eto'Gen. There's a pushing foul on number 1, Amar Bayabatar.
And Kamar with the, yeah, he had the push there and the nudge, so that didn't help his cause. 1 minute to go. And Mr. Mahmoudou, who has been in foul trouble in this game, steps up to the line.
Indai at the line with 1 minute remaining in the quarter. Again, the standard missing the first bucket.
I can't believe you're calling it the standard.
I mean, listen, you call a spade a spade. That's what we've seen so overall in this game. We don't want that, obviously, but look, we call it as we see it. You know, not exactly the first game debut as Zenzu want to see. And Eto'Gen, unfortunately, their star player of the game, Barzbol Batar Erden, is yet to show up. And you know what? He's not going to play for the remainder of the game.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think they're playing quite safe on that one. Don't want to risk it. Eto'Gen sets the Spider-Man, set the screen. Spider-Man with the ball. Spider-Man with the fake. Spider-Man with the turn. Out. Good D by NCCU. Got to watch the clock. Take the shot. Take the shot, guys. Shoot for 3. Oh, couldn't get it, but almost the rebound as well. Shot clock violation. So that's a fair call. But again, that's the, I think it's not an accurate count, but that's the like, you know, the third, fourth time that Eto'Gen sort of wasn't aware of the clock.
Yeah, whether it's just being indecisive or, you know, Zenzu being on top of guarding the men in white, as Xiao Song will be at the line. He's got 6 points and 1 rebound. Take a look at his field goals. Not really sure if that's accurate, but it says he is 1 for 11 from the field overall. Makes the first basket. Again, he is a star player and participated in the FISU World Games out in Germany earlier. A lot of exposure from this Zenzu University team. They travel often to Japan to train with other teams and to participate in exhibition tournaments and games.
That's fantastic. You know, playing up against better talent. That's what you want. So Eto'Gen, they are a talented team, but they are struggling currently in this quarter. 5 points down. They had a good flourish in the second quarter to make this very, very close. But awareness of the clock and the defense of NCCU late in this third period.
10 seconds left on regulation. And the men are counting down. Body bump. He's got to make a move. 3 seconds left. Here's a catch and shoot for Xiao Song. No good, but he gets a foul call.
And has this period finished, goes the other way because of a foul committed by NCCU. Let's have a look at this. Went up, yeah, he just shoved him to the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was clear cut as day. You can't do that. Mahmoudou Mustafa Ndai.
It's a very anticlimactic way to conclude the third quarter, but it looks like players are still on the court because you know what? The referees are calling a foul, so that means free throws for Eto'Gen University.
Well, Eto'Gen University will not complain because they're down by 6 points. They haven't protected the ball well. They haven't been aware. I mean, I think they're rushing their offense a little bit to desperately want to score. Made a few careless mistakes. I don't mean to be negative about Eto'Gen because Eto'Gen, when they play their brand of basketball, when they're flowing, when they're shooting, when they're getting good open looks and they've got the confidence to attack the tin, they are excellent to watch. But today they've been tested by a very, very physical team. And as you said, Taylor Chen, that, you know, they come from a league where things are pretty physical over there.
And, you know, circling back to what you say, we're not trying to be critical, but, you know, with high expectations with how well they perform and some background that we know as we see the clock is being reset to what looks to be 0.2 seconds. You know, we see they're a high caliber playing team, so it's quite unexpected to see both teams perform the way that they're the way that they are. It's again, a low-scoring affair, 50-46 now.
2 out of 2 for Enkamana Bayabatan, and that makes it a 4-point ball game. So at the scoreboard does not lie. At the end of the third quarter, and the fourth quarter about to start quite shortly, it is 50-46 in favor of the NCCU team. Let's enjoy the highlights right here. Taylor, Jen, we said it a million times today. It's a super physical game.
Very physical. We've seen physical games throughout the entirety of yesterday, but unfortunately, that has caused many stoppages in this game. So not the momentum that either teams want to be experiencing, and we're seeing a lot of turnovers made by Etugen as well as NCCU. As we're starting off in Zheng Zi's possession, there's a foul call. Looked like he stepped. It was an outside shot, so it could be three free throws for number 2 Xu Deshi.
15 turnovers by NCCU, 19 turnovers by Etugen. That's pretty high.
Yeah, and again, the assist to turnover ratio there's much to be desired on both sides. So again, it's not to say, you know, one team is better. It's more so the fact that it's who's got less control and who's making more mistakes.
That free throw standard. I keep thinking about when they miss a free throw. Thank you for putting that in my head.
Sorry, can't help it. But anyways, some more positive things or some interesting facts about NCCU. They have their mascot, which is a griffin. So that's a hybrid of a lion and an eagle combined together. And yeah, they have quite a massive following out in Chinese Taipei. They even have some Zheng Zi University fans flying in from Chinese Taipei, so we can kind of hear them. They are sitting above us where we're sitting at Bingjiang Gymnasium.
1 out of 3 for those free throws, so they lead by 5. NCCU, Etugen trying to jab and penetrate in the lane. Pump fake, good D to, you know, close them down a little bit on the turn. And the referee picked up another foul. Surprise, surprise. It will be another 2 shots as he just drove here. And then, yep, because of the contact on the head from the big man from Bubaka, will be at the line again. So you gotta make your, so I check that. That will be just a regular foul. 14 seconds on the clock. Inbound. He had a chance to shoot, but he elected to drive. Back out from the baseline. Looks like he's a bit stuck in court. swing. That was a good swing. Puts it up. Oh, couldn't finish. Here come NCCU on the break.
Effective 2-3 zone in that instance. Xiao Song finds his teammate. Here's Xie Yunda. Look away pass under the basket. That's going to be Fu Zhenyao. And more fouls for Etugen University. This time it's a number 2, Nyamsak Zorik.
Nyamsak Zorik is one foul away from getting fouled out.
So we'll be seeing Fu Zhenyao at the line. As I mentioned, he's half Russian, and he's got a 208 wingspan, previously played for the national U18 team for Chinese Taipei. He's got 2 points and 3 rebounds.
Missed his first shot. Gets the second. It was getting quite physical downstairs between the two bigs, NCCU and Etugen. Good half-court press, offensive foul because of that shove. And Etugen sort of not falling apart here, Tay, but they're just sort of making some very, very careless mistakes because they look extremely rushed. They're running a rush offense. So when you're running a rush offense, you're going to make mistakes, and they are making the mistakes. They are turning the ball over just for being careless.
Once again, possession goes back to Zhengzhou University. Boubacar recovers, playing bully ball, driving into the paint. Pushing foul on Etugen once again. Even the coaching staff is frustrated. A couple of bench players are standing up too in frustration. That's going to be number 20, Tushik Elbeg's foul. 4th one for him.
Well, Dennis, the head of league operations, just said stay calm. Told all the coaches to keep their players calm, even in a situation that you don't agree.
Once again, more foul calls. As we take a look at that replay for the dribble drive, that the referee called the foul on the hand reach by Nyamsak Zorik.
Nyamsak Zorik, number 2.
Now he is subbed off with 5 personal fouls. We have actually number 9 coming back into the game, Odbayar Zangorg. Again, he had some foul trouble, sat out the entirety of the 3rd quarter, so he returns, having to be assigned to guard number 50, Boubacar Mbop.
Well, Odbayar, he's got one more foul and he's out, so he's got to be very, very careful because there's a lot of time left in this 4th quarter, 8:41 to go.
Yeah, and Etugen is running low on players available to come off the bench.
Good. Oh, deflection, gets it back. And lost the handle. Here come NCCU.
Coast to coast, here he comes. There's a turnover and touchdown. And a called timeout is swiftly made by Etugen University.
And it isn't pretty if you're an Etugen fan. Right now, they're in a bit of a 10-point hole, and they've got to discuss this. I think the learning curve from what we're seeing is, guys, protect the ball. Don't rush your offense. Let's have a look at some of the highlights here. Because of those mistakes, NCCU just flew to the cup and got it up and in, and yep, they are clapping and happy because confidence is with NCCU right now.
Well, it's smart for the head coach of Etugen to call for the timeout. The NCCU team was on a 6-point run, and Etugen, on the other hand, have yet to make a bucket in the final quarter. Look, anything could still happen. The scale could tip in Etugen's favor. There hasn't been a double-digit lead for this entire game. So Etugen could still catch up. Unfortunately, though, the big challenge is keeping their hands to themselves, avoiding more foul trouble. As we see stats on the line, Ling Zihao with taking the lead on scoring for Zhengzhou University with 13 points.
Well, I'm just being positive here for Etugen. If they're going to make an adjustment, they've got to make it now, and it starts with protecting the ball. and also not getting into foul trouble. A lot of players today have been in foul trouble, so that man right there, one foul away from fouling out, and he's their only big man, so they've got to be, well, apart from him and this Sankta Goric, number 25, the man I call Spider-Man, because he's absolutely elastic with his rebounds, deflection, poor pass, but it still lands in the hands of Etugen for the inbound with 12 seconds left on the shot clock, 8:16 to go. Quickly, they need to shoot from deep. Takes the deep shot. That needed to go down. Spider-Man pump fake. Spider-Man stopped in his tracks. And that was actually good, clean defense by Bubakbar Umbub. 13 left on the clock. High pass. Trying to go man-to-man. Fires a contested three, banks it in, tries to bank it in, but couldn't. Spider-Man, good pass. He was stuck. Good screen by Spider-Man. Big man lost the ball. Otbayar.
Didn't have the best handles there. It goes back to Zhen Zi. There's the drive in. A teardrop shot could have been an alley-oop opportunity, but goes back to Etugen.
Spider-Man tries to Euro it. And he was rushing. It was quite interesting there, seeing a 4-5 man handle the ball and pushing the ball up the court. But Sanda Goric, he's been awesome today at with the rebounds. He's been awesome today at trying to penetrate and get it to the rim. And can he be awesome as well? Triple awesome at the line. He is. They very much needed that.
That's how they get their first bucket in the fourth quarter.
Sorry, everyone, earlier our scoreboard was incorrect for a couple of seconds. 1 out of 2 for Sanda Goric.
Going back to Zhengda University. Sometimes their proper name is Zhengzi, but for short, they're also called Zhengda. So Zhengda with the three, and he takes it to the bank. That's going to be number 6, Xie Yunda.
What a time to hit the three. And oh, the steal.
There's a turnover and a touchdown for number 12, Ling Zihao. So again, Etugen only getting buckets from free throws.
From the wing, this three needs to go down. Air ball, NCCU. They're on a good 5-0 run. Can they extend it?
Let's see if NCCU can carry that momentum on. There's another foul, so looks to be free throws for the men in blue. As we'll take a look at that replay. There's the downhill drive. There's that cluster. Trying to build a wall up against number 6, Xie Yunda. After that three, he now has 4 points in his stats line. Again, we're hearing a couple of NCCU fans above us. There's that turnover touchdown. Turnover was made by Munkbatar Sugar. And 1 for 2 for that free throw. They get the board, though. He's trapped in the corner. Good save from the top. Another three could come. No, it doesn't. Bobakar, though, gets the board. Swings it around. Bullet pass. Here's the catch and shoot for number 6. Xie Yunda.
Spider-Man.
Shot does not work.
2-on-1 situation. Up. It misses the target. NCCU with the package.
Back it goes, outlet pass. Here's the long two jumper that whirlpools in for number 12, Ling Zihao.
And Etugen in a super hole. They need to find a way, a couple of buckets to get back into this game. I don't think the scoreboard is a reflection of their efforts today, but they're just running out of ideas. And right now, NCCU bossing this.
Catch and shoot. The momentum is on this side, and they're going to count it. That's going to be number 23, Wu Zikai.
They're running away with it. They are absolutely running away with it, and the Etugen coach does not know what to do. He wants a timeout. That's all he can do, reset, and just have a look. He wanted the timeout, and they will go to the bench to talk about it.
So it's called timeout by
Etugen University before the free throws are made. Now, what we're seeing right now in these last couple of sequences is really a game of runs for Zhenzi University, as we're seeing the moving highlights. Turnover touchdown, a three from the right wing.
Yeah, no, I mean, they just they were rushing their offense, made a few too many turnovers, and they were the one making the steals before the fourth quarter. So, I mean, you can't, it's what it is, and that's why this man right here, 17 points, he's been great. He's been absolutely fantastic, Lin Zihao. Not the biggest guy in the world, but he has been very agile, very mobile, just a great two-way player. And I must give credit to NCCU. I'm calling it, I think they've got this game for really, really putting the foot down in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, I think what we just witnessed might be the breakthrough of the game right now. Again, we've seen all three quarters, and nearly half of this, the final quarter is just very rickety and unstable, a lot of dead moments and stoppages. But looks like this breakthrough might take the cake for NCCU. They might get their first win in this tournament.
What a way to start the tournament, with a win, yeah?
A win is a win, as they say.
Yeah, so I think what Etugen is staring down the barrel. Yep, they will pick up their first loss of the tournament. But let's see what they're made of. Can they just go on a bit of a run and just trim this lead down? It's never easy coming back from 20 points down in the fourth quarter. And when things haven't gone your way, you know, you think, you know, the calls that you made, you know, some silly fouls, you turned the ball over a little bit too much, shots did not go down. It's been one of those quarters. It happens in basketball. The NCCU applying that press, Spider-Man, handoff.
Now, what we're seeing on the clock, last minute and 44 seconds.
Oh, yes, rips the net. Sorry to interrupt the conversation, but that is a conversation disruptor. Fantastic by Tushik Elbak. He must have heard us saying about that 20-point deficit.
Sorry to interrupt, Ben,
no, it's
but
all
just what we saw on the screen is I think we're getting a little bit too close to the next start time, so we're a little bit limited to less than 2 minutes left as Zhenzi gets another bucket. There's an assist too, and whistle blows for Zhenzi.
5:11 to go. Don't forget, this game started at 11:30, and it's looking like it's going to finish a little bit later than that. Oh, there's a bit of animation, but it's okay. And Etugen, they just said, okay, enough is enough. Sends that for the triple. In it goes. But they sort of fell asleep a little bit and let NCCU come back into it. 21-point lead for the team from Chinese Taipei. And the pressing up in this quarter by NCCU, impressive. And that's something that Etugen has done well yesterday, but talk about taking a leaf out of people's books, or leaves out of people's books. Jabbing, passing, Spider-Man with a contested three. Yes, another three-pointer late in this fourth quarter. Fantastic with a triple by Sandagorj.
Back over to NCCU. They've scored 19 points in this quarter. Etugen, on the other hand, well, much to be desired. They only scored 7, and time is ticking. Ugly finder there. Hits the side of the backboard.
Lost his footing, but it goes for another three. Won't go down, and that was a rush shot. Thought they could have had a bit more time to space it out, but easier said than done.
Lin Zihao, lead scorer of Zhenzi, with a handoff. And Etugen players are packing it into the paint, and another foul call is made, this time on Etugen. And it looks like he acknowledges it. 23, Bat Erdin Bayern Munich.
Yeah, Bat Erdin Bayern Munich. Yep, that's his. Should be his 5th foul, actually. Yeah, he's fouled out. Yep, so that's the early shower for him.
Yep.
So 17 points. This guy, I swear to God, I think he's my vote for player of the game.
Yeah, I think that would be the right call. Zue at the line.
But then Bayern Mook, just to be clear, everyone has fouled out with 5 fouls.
Score now 70-53. Got to hit the showers. He's got 7 points. He's 2 for 6 from the field. Logged in a total of only 5 minutes, but might be an error on the stats line as gets 2 for 2 at the free throw line.
Almost a turnover again. Got to protect. Great transition defense by NCCU. The clock is winding down. Good decent pass. Got to put it up now. Shoot for 3. And they weren't aware. Shot clock violation, which gives the ball back to NCCU.
Yeah, Bayan Batar did not look confident handling the ball, and he didn't notice the clock. So trying to give it to the wing player, but by that time it was too little too late to make any shots. So another shot clock violation for the men in white. NCCU back at it again. Coming in from the right, that's where they're liking to drive in lately.
Good block by Tushik Elbek. SWAT team defense, transition, gets the bouncing in. Fantastic stuff by Enk Amara Bayabatar.
Now, I mentioned earlier there was a timer that showed up in red. That might not be the remaining time left, but we'll have to double check with our producers to see what that really meant, because there's still 3 whole minutes left in the game as that goes in and out. With Ling En-yu driving in with a kick out. Reset, that will be a backcourt violation. Etigen ball once again.
Backcourt violation to the highest order. There's still a 2:56, I think, if they can get 5-6-0 run. Try to make the scoreboard a bit respectable. NCCU look like they're not letting off, so I don't think there'll be an issue about them fighting it to the very last whistle. Big man just holding it. Who wants it? He needs to give it to a shooter who tried to bank it in, but I think he was fouled on the 3-point line. Captain Tushik Elbek, who's been very, very good today, taking on, I mean, he is the leader of this team, but he's also the best handler of the package in this team. Puts that away. But Basball Bata Erden changed the script of this team because of that contact from the elbow from one of the NCCU players, and it looked like a sort of injured nose and fat lip. 3 out of 3, well done. Execution to the perfection. Still a little bit of a double-digit mountain to climb for Etugen as NCCU with the package as Lin and Yu to the bench.
Back to NCCU, though. Credit goes to Etugen. They're still trying, but there are quite a few possessions that they had where they're, again, not the best ball handlers. They're very hesitant, nearly getting into shot clock violations, especially in that last possession. Here's the catch and shoot by Zhen Zi. And Ndai couldn't get the offensive board.
Control and drive with a layup, yes! Switched on the afterburners and went straight to the tin and tried to get the turnover, or force the turnover straight after. Tushik Elbek, great, fantastic leadership, gets the step over his opponent, and it's an 11-point ball game.
Catch and shoot, there's his sidestepping. Switching it over to the right, bullet pass, nicked out of bounds, back to Etugen.
2:04 to go. And is that a timeout call? Yes, it is a timeout call, because I think the coach of the NCCU team, Chen Ziwei, just trying to slow down Etugen's momentum. Timeout call by the NCCU team. They are 11 points up, 2:04 to go. They want to see this out to get the win, Taylor.
Yeah, we finally saw a double-digit lead, 2 a 20-point lead, but you know that just we saw once again Etugen's grit coming back in with just an 11-point deficit right here, thanks to number 20 Tushik Elbek. Again, he's the only pro ball player for
for Etugen University. Number 5 is sitting out. Only played 1 minute 40 seconds in this game. So, you know, if the scale had tipped over to Etugen's side, I'd say the player of the game would have been Tushig Elbeg.
Yeah, true, 100% agree. He has been phenomenal today. And it's just a shame that they made some mistakes sort of midway through the fourth quarter, about the 6-minute mark, and that sort of led to the collapse. And to the credit of NCCU, they were hitting big shots. They were hitting big shots. They were extending the lead. They were pressing and forcing the turnovers. So they get credit. I mean, if they win this game, which looks like it's very, very strong, they deserve the credit on how they switched it up in the second half. On the cross. Fake. Off the dribble. 3-point take by Spider-Man. Binder, Ryan, Sandak Gorge. Here comes a late rush from Etugen University.
Yeah, with less than 2 minutes to go. There's still some fight left in them. Denied upon entry. Here's Ndai against their big man. Goes in for the scoop. And number 9 gets the board. Gonzoreg effective on defense.
Wanda Bayar, he's happy with that because he didn't get called for the foul. Takes it to the rack. Oh, can't curl it in.
Oh, what a heartbreaker there. That would have been in the highlight reel. Now, there's a bullet pass out from the right. Catch and shoot for Xiao Song is too short. It's really struggling from the outside, and Ndai gets it back over. Wide open, uncontested. Still no good. And an offensive foul is called on number 34, Ndai.
How dramatical. And a late finish to this game. 1:08 to go. Phenomenal. Tushig Elbeg could have picked up the highlight reel of this game if that went down, but it just didn't roll in. And a timeout call by Etugen University from Mongolia. The team from Ulaanbaatar still believe they can throw the kitchen sink at NCCU and maybe force this game to overtime.
Yeah, they're gonna make it tough, and we just heard over the PA system that Ndai has been fouled out, so he is done for the remainder of the game. As we see a couple of highlights here, particularly from Bat Erdin Bayan Mook coming off the bench and being pretty effective for Etugen University.
5 points for number 34 Mahmoudou. Sorry, 6 points by Mahmoudou Mustafa Ndai, who's studying business administration at the university, or the NCCU University. And look, the timeouts, not long remaining now. So Etugen, do they believe they can tie this up? They'll need to hit, basically, they'll need to hit 4 3-pointers or get a basket and one. And CCU need to stay strong. They have been the more impressive team and the more effective team in the fourth quarter. Enk Amor Bayan Batar.
Something that came up on the stats line, Ben, Sanda Gorge, number 25, has hit his first double-double in this series, 11 points and 11 rebounds.
Two out of two, so that makes it interesting. 6 two-possession game. So definitely Etugen will try to get the steal and the shots.
Score now 71-65. What was a 20-point deficit is now single-digit, but that was a beautiful find for Fu Zhenyao under the basket.
Pulls it, bangs it. And this is a late flourish, 5-point game.
The latest flourish that we've seen, honestly. There's a pass over the logo and a bullet pass back to Etugen.
Turnover, here come Etugen. They've got to make the right play on the drive. Oh, yes! Doesn't count, though. That has to break Etugen hearts. Because of the shoulder, 2 shots. Let's look at this. Turbocharger to the rim, and he thought he had the and one. He said, yes, I deserve the extra. That's when he pulled it for the 3.
His back must be hurting for carrying this team. He's still making it interesting. Etugen now only behind by 2 possessions.
Yeah, that's right. If he hits this, it'll be a three-point game. I think is my words going to come back to haunt me?
Well, now Tushig Elbeg now has 26 points. That exceeds how much Barzbol Batar Erdin scored in game 1. So he's picking up where he left off. And from the wing, there's a skip pass to Ling Zihao. Been quiet the last couple of minutes in scoring. There's 26 seconds left in regulation, 10 in the shot clock. Another turnover for Chen Zi.
Will he pull it? No, he will drive. 18.4 seconds. And they've just sent the best shooter, free throw shooter on the Etugen team to the line for a pair of free throws to potentially make this a 1-point game.
What a crazy turn of events in the last few minutes. It's not even the beginning of the 4th quarter. It's just kind of whirlpooled into where we're at now.
If he makes this, they've got to foul straight away. My opinion anyway. Because they don't want to waste any time. This is, in these tight situations, it's a game of mathematics. Oh, he makes this a 1-point ball game. If they turn, they're going to protect the ball.
It's a full court press that Etugen is running on NCCU. 14 seconds left on the clock. Lots of pressure, and a foul call is made on Bat Erdin Bayan Mook. And bonus, so that means free throws for NCCU. 10.4 seconds left. Could this be the nail to the coffin? I don't know. 10 seconds is still plenty of time to make a basket.
It can, because this guy is a 50% shooter from the line.
And he makes the first one. We see Bobakar on his feet, anxious, watching his teammate make these buckets at the line. Critical for Ling Enyu. He's got 2 points and 1 rebound, 75-72.
They've got to go for the 3. They've got to go for the 3. For the tie! Oh, rebound on the turn. Is that a foul? No. 1.7 to go.
That looked pretty clean to me. Don't need to see the replay. But possession looks like it's still for Etugen.
Yes, they can do catch and shoot right here, but who's going to catch and shoot it at the same time? It has to be a 3 from the corner. Fires! Bang! It is going to overtime! Bang! What a shot by Etugen University to send this game to overtime. It ain't over until it's over right here at AUBL. AUBL 2025 from the corner. He was trapped. He just said, step up the moment, step up the shooter. Bang! What a moment. History in the making. Taylor Chen, that wasn't part of the script.
No, not at all. Again, the scales kept tipping in the final quarter. And again, that 20-point lead, that was a huge drop in the bucket for NCCU. But again, we're really seeing the grit from Etugen University with a comeback and tying the game with our first ever OT in the AUBL tournament.
Do you have a cake that's shaped in a form of a shoe? Because I need to stick that shoe in my mouth. Because at 5:52,
you didn't say what kind of shoe, so it's going to be a real shoe in your mouth.
Well, Under Armour shoe. So yeah, who thought this would have been a reality?
Yeah, and you know what? Again, Tushig, his back is hurting. This is the most we've seen a player score in the entirety of the AUBL series. 31 points in. On his stats line, and this is to say where we have 7 players total from both sides who are out for the remainder of the game. So both teams are limited, but again, Etugen really showing the grit. What we like to see, they are truly the dark horse of the game, and with up against Zhenzi, who are the highly favored team in this tournament.
Now this is a moment, super foul trouble. A number of players fouled out. One, you know, that big man who has been so important on Bayard for Etugen. And put that on Instagram, social media team. I'm gonna find you after this, cut that up straight away. That has just been escalated to super priority to put that on social media. AUBL, the Asian University Basketball League. Taylor Chen, what a treat.
It's an amazing comeback, and I'm loving the storyline that we're seeing from Etugen University. Again, their star player is out for the whole entire game, and Tushig Elberg, I think we might have a league potential record. It's a great comeback. 18 points in the last quarter Elberg made, including that buzzer beater 3.
Buzzer beater, that was history. Here they come, they've got to go again. Spider-Man. Good rebound, pump fake, throws it up. It is jam-packed of NCCU defenders. Here they come on the break, Tay.
Xiao Song to Ling Zihao with a kick out, and there's the long 2, hits the window but not the circle.
Etugen is momentum with them after that big three-point shot by Captain Tushig Elbek. The first overtime of this tournament, everyone, and it's only day 2. They just can't turn the ball over. Etugen, corner, pump fake. He's stuck. Good D by NCCU.
Foul call on number 23, Wu Zikai. Pushing foul, that's going to be his 3rd personal. There's still some leniency, but NCCU has 3 players out for the remainder of the game.
And Etugen with 2 players out. 4:17. Overtime is what I like to call a bit.
4 players.
4 players, was it? Okay, yeah. So topsy-turvy. Etugen, yes. Puts it away. And for the very first time in a long time, Etugen have the lead, but it's a slender lead by a deuce.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, talk about a change of events for the first game of game 2. And there's a charging foul on number 13, Pan Lichen. Yep, there's that.
That's a hard one. That's a tough one. That's clear cut. You can't do that.
Yeah, too physical on Tushig Elbeg. Now, he was trying to guard Elbeg, or trying to fend up against Elbeg, but he only played 1 minute in the game, so got a little too physical on number 20.
Gotta get it over half court. Yes, it is. Ooh, so saved in the nick of time. Still with the package, needs some help. Oh, what a pass. Off the fake, still got a bit of time. Will they go for another 3? They will attack from the B line. Got a dish, lost the handle, and still Etugen ball. But one referee saying shot clock violation, signaling to the other chief referee, and he's telling the game commissioner table which one is it. Is it shot clock violation, or will it be Etugen to inbound? Referee saying hold the fort.
They're going to reset the shot clock to 0.3 seconds. Etugen with a 2-point lead over Zhengda.
Sorry, not enough time to get that reverse layup to go.
There's not much that you could do in that instance with barely a second, not even a second, as we're going to be having number 9, Ling Enyu, inbounding with their foreign players both on the bench, fouled out. So they're lacking that big. They're going to need to hustle more. There's the skip pass, pocket pass, no good.
Foul on Baya, draws the foul, so Etugen with it. Etugen, 3:26 to go. 4 major players fouled out. 1 player just out of commission after the first quarter, early in the first quarter. And they are being tested. But in big tests comes big moments. It's okay to send it to overtime, but you want to get the win. Takes it to the rack. Oh, good block. Very, very good block and defensive stop by Pandish Cheng. Etugen will get the inbound. Looks like the referees are deliberating here on the call on what they see.
Could deny an entry there from bench player number 13, Pan Lee-Chen.
Oh, offensive foul.
It's a relief for Zhenzi University.
Blocking foul.
Legal screen, actually, for Etugen. That's their first foul in OT. With OT on the line, 3 minutes, 17 seconds is left on the clock. Pride is on the line for NCCU. Etugen, they've got some momentum, but there's a 3 made by number 10, Xiao Song.
They needed that to get themselves back after that shell shock by Tushik. Disrupted, goes the other way. Great D by... Now NCCU are shouting at each other.
And number 9, Ling En-yu getting the assist. What a dime in that instance. Now there's a 1-point difference between the two teams. A handful of subs are coming in for Zhen Da.
Full voice, full stretch. Tough and tenacious moments.
Zhenzi with a hand in the cookie jar. There's a turnover and steal.
Etugen. Trying to cross him up on the spin. Takes it. And smart move as he knew that his one of the NCCU player right there on screen, Pang Li Cheng, just lifted his foot so he knew he'd get the foul. Let's have a look at this if the replay is there. Can't see his feet, but yeah, his feet are lifted. So yeah, to the line he goes.
Smart call by the referees. Number 25, Sonda Gorge at the line.
Ooh.
Now this is when we truly say the free throws are going to count, especially with OT. 2 minutes 27 seconds left.
Come on, Spider-Man. You can hit this to tie it up. Yes, he does. Makes it very interesting.
Oh, that is an understatement. I'm going to make sure I'm going to have a shoe ready for you to shout out later on. Once and if this game ever finishes, the next game is coming up at 2 o'clock. But here with NCCU, oof, that is a poor foul made by number 25, Bindaria Sangdagorj.
And is he fouled out? He's fouled out.
It's goodbye to him.
That's the 5th player that's fouled out.
That's right.
Oh, Lord. Oh, man. And sending Agent Zero of NCCU to the line.
Not just that, they have also Etugen's big risking foul trouble. Gonzo Gorge, he's with 4 personal fouls. They're looking at him frustrated at the bench. Xiao Song is now at the line. He logs in only 12 points and 3 rebounds. Couldn't make it 14.
Hold on to your hats, Tay. 2 minutes to go. 1-point lead for NCCU. Has this game got a bit more twist and drama to it. Pulls it for the jumper, short. And NCCU with a package, and referee blows it down for a foul because it hit the chin of an NCCU player.
Now we're seeing NCCU changing the strategy, man-to-man defense this time around with OT. Xiao Song will be at the line once again, back-to-back. Let's see if he can get at least one. Every point counts,
Sung
including this one, 13 points.
Sung Sin Hao trying to get NCCU to finish strong.
Tushig Elberg's stats. He's got 3 personal fouls. Again, 31 points, the most made in AUBL. And again, what a comeback record, scoring 18 points in a single quarter alone. That's going to be in the highlight reel. Tushig Elberg, you don't want to forget his name.
Goes for the 3, almost went down, but couldn't get the rebound, and it's NCCU ball. So again, let's not call it until it's finished. 102 seconds to go. Advantage NCCU. They've got the package.
You see both bench players, both sides on their feet right now, just waiting anticipation on the moves of Zhengda University's possession. Here's Xiao Song with pressure. He finds an wide open Xie Yunda and drops in the 3. Count it, baby! Let's go! And Chen Zihao on the court giving high fives to his players, and Etugen University calls for a much-needed timeout. NCCU leading 84-78.
2-possession game. Is this a bit of deja vu? Let's look at the highlights.
A lot of those. Deja vu, Groundhog Day. There we see wide open shot with 9 seconds left on the shot clock. Nothing but net. That's probably one of the most important shots for Xie Yunda today. 9 points and 3 rebounds. He is 3 for 6 from the field, 50%. That's pretty good for the Zhengda student athlete.
(78-84) Etugen. They didn't play the best fourth quarter. That's what led to that collapse, really. Full credit to them for sending this to overtime, but again, this is a real test, Tay. 5 players fouled out. One of your best players not active in the game. Now you've got to find that extra spark, that special something with, you know what, with 85 seconds to go in this game.
Absolutely. Etugen and NCCU keeping it interesting, but we might be seeing the lack of experience in these super high pressure moments from Etugen University. Now, Tushig Elberg is the exception, obviously playing for the Ulaanbaatar Broncos in their own league. As we see his stats, 4 assists and 2 rebounds, obviously. 31 points, has yet to score in OT. So NCCU effective in guarding number 20.
Well, they're slowing him down. Around, scoop, no hoop, good D. Good D, NCCU, here they come.
And 70 seconds left to go. Here's the teardrop, and he makes it to the bank, cashes in the 2. Gets the 2-piece there.
Full court press, Etugen. Nice. Gets it over half court. And good D, good disruption. They need some help, big time. And they're stuck in a hole. This has put them in a really, really tough position, Etugen. And that's just because NCCU just did the basics and stuck to the fundamentals. And that's why they've got an 8-point lead with 50 seconds to go. But Etugen has a lifeline as they are at the free throw line.
Yeah, we'll see Tushig's first point scored in OT. That is Ling En-yu's 3rd personal foul. They're in bonus, so every foul will lead to baskets at the free throw line for Etugen.
Oh, his first missed free throw. No, I think he'll get a retake on that one.
It's going to be holding a foul for Zhang Qi-en from Zhengda University. So referees are giving a break for Etugen here.
Well, they got it, and they miss it. And not capitalizing again. We said this at the start of the tournament, and we laughed at the moment when we said it to each other, but I think a lot of coaches right now will pay attention and say, yeah, oh, breaks both shots, ouch, and NCCU with a package.
Back at it again. There's a full court press run by Etugen. high pressure. There's a skip pass. They're going to reset back out beyond the perimeter. 10 seconds. Xiaosong trying to calm the pace. He's going to do the teardrop pass, and the beautiful assist made by Xiaosong. And that dish was served hot for NCCU.
That's a dagger, potential dagger right there. And lobs it, caught it in the air, and shot it. That was fantastic stuff. But Etugen to try to trim down the lead through their captain, Tushi Gelbeck, will try to trim it down.
Got a handful of subs for NCCU. Number 8 is Dan Wang Weijia. And 47, Fu Junyao comes in.
Tushi Gelbeck bricks another shot. He's gassed. He was limping.
Totally.
In this period. So I think he might be a little bit overcooked. He's got 32 points today. It bricks both shots, and I think Etugen are waving the white flag.
Yeah, you can see one of the Etugen players trying to make physical contact, hoping for the foul call as the clock is winding down. Shot clock 14, regulation 15. Again, they're going to take their time driving in basket, more fouls. And Xiaosong, once again, will be sent to the line. And that might be a foul call on Ganzorig. Nope.
No, it was the foul before, so he's okay. So he still stays in the game. But, yeah, NCCU have the chance to make this an 11-point lead, which is not a reflection of how this game panned out, really. But after that overtime hit by Tushi Gelbeck, we thought, yeah, maybe it's going to be close again. But full credit to NCCU. Tay?
Yeah, this chapter might be closing soon as we have number 5 from Zhengda, Chen Chunwei, coming in for the first time. And it's with 9 seconds left on the shot, on regulation, too.
I think they'll just try to go for a 3 and see what happens for the last 9 seconds. But yeah, this game very much belongs to NCCU. They were the better team, especially in the second half. Full credit to them, and good D. And that's all she wrote for this one. After the first game, which had overtime in it, 75-75 after regular time, and then after overtime period, NCCU of Chinese Taipei take this one 90 points to 79 over Etugen University of Mongolia, who have experienced their first loss of the tournament. But take nothing away by these two teams. They gave us a Goliath battle, and it was not super entertaining. It was physical, but it was the game that was played. Final score right here, NCCU 90, Etugen University 79. Let's have a look at the stats, Tay.
Yeah, I mean, again, just a rough beginning and up until the final quarter. Again, credit where credit was due. Etugen with an incredible comeback. Might be history in the making for this team from Mongolia. But NCCU, just goes to show how experienced they are. They made a comeback in the OT and do what they do best. And when you take a look at the stats, they're pretty comparable. But again, a big shout out to Tushig Elbeg, really carrying the Etugen University team as NCCU gets the win. Etugen will get a day off.
That's right. So let's wait for the announcement for the player of the game. Our MC is at the logo of where you can see the AUBL logo, the Asian University Basketball League. He's just announcing for the player of the game, and the backdrop's going to come out very shortly. And Zoe Jiao, our media manager and our courtside reporter, will be conducting the interview in various languages, really.
Announced that the player of the game today for the first game, game 2, is number 12, Lin Zihao.
And there's your
stuffed animal.
There's your stuffed bunny doll. Well done. Good game by this young man. Hit some big shots down the stretch.
好的，恭喜 NCCU 12号队员林子浩，接下来进行采访，有请。
And Yes, he will go to Zoe right now for an interview, and this stream of the interview, it will be, we can't hear it, everyone, but it will be on the social media of AUBL. So Taylor, just for a couple of minutes for us to talk before the next game, and Zoe's going to take it away.
观众朋友们，您正在收看的是亚洲大学生篮球联赛的比赛直播。经过一场激烈的比赛呢，那么站在我旁边的就是获得本场比赛夸克最佳球员奖的林子浩球员。Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching AUBL after an exciting game. Now standing beside me is the player of the game, 林子浩 presented by 夸克。那么这场比赛非常的激烈，非常的精彩，恭喜你们拿到这场比赛的胜利。再打到加时赛拿到胜利，你现在心情如何？有什么想要跟大家分享的？
就是终于松一口气的感觉吧。就是虽然我们领先到20分，但就是对方也是很有韧性的追到，甚至超前我们。但是就是我们还是保持一样信心，然后相信队友，相信教练团，然后相信我们会拿到胜利。
It's a really tough game. It's a close game, and we just trust each other, trust the teammate, trust the coach, and got the winning. 相信呢，很多球迷们是通过夸克了解到 AUBL， 了解到林子浩这样优秀的球员。那么林子浩，你有没有什么话想要对球迷们来说的？就是很谢谢一路支持以来我们的球迷嘛，就算来到大陆这个地方，也是有球迷来支持我们，就是很感谢他们，他们是我们一直以来的动力，对。The message Lin Zihao, player of the game, presented by Quaker, to send to the fans is thanks to all the fans for supporting us. And another question I want to ask him about the buzzer beater 3-point in the fourth quarter. 在第4节的时候，最后是一个压哨3分绝平。那么你们如何在最后的这2分钟的时间调整，然后拿下了加时赛？就是其实被追平，其实就是很可惜嘛，就是没有办法在第4节就可以拿到胜利。但就是我们还是很相信说，我们最后5分钟做好我们该做的事情，就会拿到胜利。对。In the fourth quarter, it's a buzzer beater 3-point, but they did their best in the timeout, so got the winning. Thank you. 谢谢。谢谢，谢谢。
谢谢 Zoe, and we just gotta wrap this up, everyone. Quick comments, Taylor, before we go.
Well, history is in the making. We saw our first OT game, exciting stuff. Again, the dark horse of Etugen, as they made an incredible, valiant effort to get the win, but we saw NCCU's first win. So